Nice hat. My boat project has been coming along really nice lately. The engine's been running great. However, one of the things that's keeping me from going out on the water is cleaning up the wiring. One of the things that I have to do is splice the harness that's from the Ford Ranger into the harness that's from the Bayliner so everything can work together. And kind of the central hub of that is going to be a switch panel where I install a push button start. And so I figure that's a good place to start rewiring this thing. This particular switch panel started its life as a pretty simple little CAD file that I drew up. As soon as it came off of the 3D printer, I made sure everything was able to fit inside of there, and then it was ready for a couple of coats of paint and for me to wire that sucker up. Right now, how I'm starting my boat is currently with this switch guy right here. If you guys watch my push button start of my F-150, it's almost the exact same style of switch, or at least it's very similar. Unfortunately, I cannot use this out on the water because I'll get a big old ticket because it does not meet water regulation. So I'm going to put it in that guy, which I 3D printed. So we have our ignition, which is the key. We're going to use this for the fuel pump, and then we're going to use this to start, and we're going to have a couple of accessories here. But what I have to do is I have to figure out which wires here go to which circuits, and I'm only taking 2 circuits out of this. I'm going to delete the rest of them. All I need is the start and the ignition, and all the accessories, they're going bye-bye because the boat doesn't need them. I tend to leave the details out of things sometimes because I feel like that bores a lot of people, and I try to keep everybody interested. In this particular situation, if you're looking for more information, I actually have a push button start install video on my channel. I'm going to go ahead and throw the link in the description. And this video in particular is going to be the one where there's tons of information, and this is where you're going to actually learn how to do this. But I wanted to leave that out because I didn't want to bore you guys. And of course, as soon as you figure out how it's supposed to be wired, you have to hotwire it, right? It's like a law. I know that it's pretty unlikely that any of you guys are working on an EFI swapped boat like this, so this mess of wires is on the upper end of what you would ever see. But regardless, you guys have an opportunity here to be better than this, so just be careful when you're working on stuff like this. And don't drink Coors Light. Ugh. Anyway, so this is the ignition, so we should hear the relay hit. Okay, there we go. This is the fuel pump. There we go. And this should start it. Yeah, buddy. Easy money. And then fuel pump off. Okay, this is exactly what we want. Now we just need the wires to go that way. Having a switch panel on my boat that has a little push button start and all my other switches is more of a convenience thing than anything else. The stuff that my state is concerned about is the emergency shut off, because apparently people fall out of their boats and get their arms cut off, and they don't really want to have to deal with that. So you have to have one of those to be legal. I wouldn't consider myself a boater, but I definitely enjoy being out on the water. My parents have a 12-foot aluminum boat, and the last few years I've been borrowing it from them and taking it out, and it's been a great time. But honestly, it's just not that comfortable, and the dogs are always trying to tip us over. But having this 17-foot Bayliner is definitely going to be a big deal because I can have my whole family out there comfortably. We can enjoy ourselves more out on the water. We got the shade, or we can take the shade down. We just have a lot more options. And yeah, it was a little bit more expensive, but I think all in, I'm about $1,400, and so we're not doing bad. I think it's going to be a big deal, and I think it's going to be a great summer for Strange Garage.